What the?
Rise and shine, beautiful.
What's going on? What am I doing here? Who are you?
You really don't recognize me, Laser?
Laser, why are you calling me by my gamer tag? Swag?
In the flesh.
Where are we?
You're in the good old US of A, my friend.
How did I get here?
Oh, I made a few calls, talked to a few people, did a few business exchanges, and, well, now you're here.
Screw this, man. I'm leaving.
And how do you think you're gonna do that? You have nothing to worry about, Laser. So do me a favor and relax. Because I have...
The pee-pee machine? What are you, 12?
No, let's move on. I'm gonna read you a story to get into the holiday spirit.
What does a pee-pee machine have to do with Christmas?
I have a Santa hat on, don't I?
Yeah, but...
Butts are for shitting. Mouths are for shutting. Ears are for listening. So sit down and listen to the story on how I got 1 million healing points in Team Fortress 2. What's happening, Chuckle Nuts? Thank you all for the overwhelming support on my last Team Fortress 2 video. So as promised, here it is. The full Medic Australian loadout.
Oh my god, Swag, you posted the other video like 4 months ago. Where has this been?
Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to post some other game footage and commentary, you know?
You just ran out of ideas.
Quit your yapping, you jiggly belly son of a bitch. Anyways, let's talk about today's challenge. I figure that I've let you guys down over the past couple of months. You've been asking for another TF2 video, but every time I try to write a new script, it just didn't feel right. None of the other characters were sticking with me, so I moved on to other things. But I finally came up with the perfect solution. So here it is. My challenge is to get 1 million healing points on my Medi gun.
Oh my goodness, Swag, that's insane. How could you ever do such a thing?
Well, I'm just a YouTube genius.
You stole the idea from El Maxo's comment section.
Get out of my room!
This challenge single-handedly broke my spirit and well-being, with countless gigabytes of video and many hours of streaming live at twitch.tv/Mr.Swaggio. So here it is, the story on how I, Mr.Swaggio, the greatest medic YouTuber to ever exist, got 1 million healing points on my Australian pee-pee machine. So to get started on this incredibly time-consuming challenge, I thought that we needed to update the drip. It was Christmas season and I opened a few cases and made the Mr.Swaggio trademark skin. I know, the drip is stupendous. So as you can see, I'm starting this challenge with 246 allied healing points, and I have about 9 hours and 29 minutes on medic. I want it to be 1,246,000. And saying this out loud, this is an awful idea. And for this challenge, we needed to spruce up our loadout from my previous video. Obviously, I would be using my Australian Medi gun, which I would later name the pee-pee machine, my Australian Bloodsauger, which I didn't know what to name, and my melee, which I would later change to the Solemn Vow. As I mentioned in my last video, the Bloodsauger is normally stereotyped to a battle medic playstyle. It gives you more health when you do damage, and you gain less health when you aren't dealing any damage. But the gun only does 10 damage at a short distance, a distance where you will likely be put up against shotguns and rockets, so why bother with the 1v1? Well, there is a melee that can complement our Bloodsauger nicely, the Solemn Vow. Being as I wasn't going to be using my primaries or melees for a very large majority of this challenge, I wanted to pick a melee weapon that could help, even when I didn't have to equip it in my hands. The Solemn Vow gives you the ability to see your opponent's health, and it can be a really big help knowing when to and when not to push a fight with someone or by yourself. It can save your life and your teammates from unfavorable battles. Now let's talk about the rules of this challenge. Number 1. Stick to casual servers or Uncle Tobias servers. In short, no farming servers, no instant respawn servers. 2. No sitting in the corner of the map and healing self-damaging soldiers, demo men, or scouts. In other words, no cheesing. If the Uncle Tobias servers were full and Skial was full, I could choose a server that gave the authentic TF2 experience. You get what I'm saying here? Good. So November 26th of 2023, with only 9.5 hours on medic and 246 allied healing points to my name, I loaded into my first game. Oh, hey, I'm not doing too bad. I've met some cool new people, I've gotten a lot of kill assist, I forgot to put my mic on for recording, but you know what? I don't even mind, because I'm just in such a good mood, nothing could ever pull me down from this feeling. Yeah, let's face it, I knew this challenge wasn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows, and this hit me basically on day 2. I learned something terrible. Allied healing points don't count overheal. That was the worst gasp in human history. Meaning, if I heal a heavy that has only 100 health remaining, and I full heal him to 450 health, I only get 200 out of the 350 heal points I actually gave him.
Oh wow, Swag, that really sucks. It's almost like you're gonna have to play the game properly or something.
I know, it sounds stupid to be complaining about it, but this caused a numerous amount of problems, because waiting for a medic isn't the only way to heal yourself in this game. You can rely on team healing stations at your spawn, dispensers, which I'll touch upon more later, heavy sandwich, and other medics. Team healing stations are something people run back to when they are very low on health, which makes sense, because it instantly heals and replenishes your resources. But it sucks for me when I'm trying to heal people who are very low on health, so that I can get the most healing points possible. Heavy Sandwich is an item where Heavy can basically heal himself faster than a medic can, which is great for the Heavy player, and if you play Heavy and don't use a sandwich, I would highly recommend. But it sucks for me, who loses about 200 healing points every time they use it. And other medics. Listen, in my last video, I told you guys that you should give Medic a try, because in all my lobbies I was getting into, no one was playing Medic. Well, I guess everyone who saw my video decided to join my lobbies, because the insane amount of people who decided that they wanted to main Medic while I was doing this challenge was bullshit. Let me explain. Whether you're a Medic main or just picking him up to help your team for a round, all of our brains work the same. We bunny hop around and heal the Heavy until someone loses health. Then we heal them. Very simple, very easy, decently fun sometimes. But when I had 3 or 4 medics on a team, I wouldn't get full credit for healing a Heavy back to full health, which made everything longer and more miserable. Same thing with dispensers. Dispensers are easy to put around a corner and retreat to when you're on low amounts of health. A level 3 dispenser heals faster than me, and it gives you materials, so it was the better option for most people, and I don't blame them for using it. And that was truly my first challenge. Not telling other people what to do. Just because I put myself in the situation of doing this incredibly time-consuming and mentally draining challenge, doesn't mean I have earned the right to tell other people how to play the game.
Alright, so what's the strategy?
What do you mean, strategy?
This is normally the time where the YouTuber goes on to talk about some cheeky strategy that allows them to conquer the early problems of the challenge. So, what is it?
I'm going to heal people who are low on health.
Heal people who are low on health.
Yes.
You people are subscribed to this, monkey?
Hey, listen, truth be told, I didn't really have a strategy in the beginning. The only thing I could come up with was something I called an Uber stall. Instead of Uber charging it into the enemy lines right away, I would call out to the person I was pocketing that I had my Uber charge, so instinctively they thought I popped it, so they would push without a second thought. But I wouldn't pop it until I saw their health reach below 100 hit points or so that I could guarantee a certain amount of healing points on that one person. Now 50, 100, even 200 doesn't sound like a lot compared to a million, and it isn't. But guaranteeing even that small amount of health was a push in the right direction.
I guess that's a strategy.
It is, but it doesn't really solve any of the problems I'm currently facing. Another immense change in play style for me this challenge was that I had to throw my priority list out the window. Sort of. Heavy is still my sweet Smegsy baby boy. I wrote a song about it. Please go check it out. I worked so hard on this song and no one has listened to it. Please, just give it a listen. But pocketing simply was not an option in this challenge. I mostly cling to heavies, demos, soldiers, and pyros due to them having higher health than the other classes. But if a sniper or a scout needed some healing, I would make the decision to stop healing the heavy to help out the sniper instead. I know. Unheard of. This gave me a new mentality when playing Medic altogether, because the priority list that I made in the first video shifted to the priority being whoever was playing the most aggressive. This playstyle is what a true battle medic would play. For my casual queue, I stuck to King of the Hill, attack, defense, and payload, all of which have a clear single objective. Go to the point, defend the point, kill the other team. This is where I actually started beating down my problems. This battle medic playstyle was simple. Follow your brothers into battle. That's it. Being on the payload, being on the point, being on the front lines with your teammates gives them something called confidence. I myself don't have this in my everyday life, but confidence in Team Fortress 2 is a big thing. If there are 5 guys sitting at the end of a hallway and your heavy's not overhealed, he's not going to peek that corner. But if you overheal him, he'll whip that corner the first chance he gets. Doesn't matter if you think he'll win or lose, he has confidence in himself. He takes more damage, I get more heal points. Furthermore, this solves the problem of heal stations, heavy sandwich, dispensers, and most other medics. You see, heal stations and dispensers don't have legs, so they can't follow everyone into high stakes, high damage situations. So I become the source of healing for everyone. Heavies likely aren't using their sandwich in the heat of battle, and other medics like to play more passively than right on the point.
Damn, you really seem to have this all figured out, Swag. I must say, I'm impressed.
I mean, right? With this strategy, I should be able to clear this in like a week or two, right? Right? No. No. My goal in terms of pace was like this. Weekdays, I need to get 50,000 heal points a night, and weekends, at least 100,000 a night. No exceptions. My other goal is to have this video out by the end of the year.
Hey guys, editing swag here, and I've only started this today, and if you could never have guessed, today's date is December 30th. It's 8 o'clock. I'm not getting any sleep tonight.
So me being the little goal achiever that I am, I sat down for the first time ever and planned through the future of this challenge. 50,000 heal points took around 3 hours on a decent day, so my schedule worked like this. Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Weekends, at least 6 hours of gameplay, 2 sessions each day, one in the early morning and one in the evening. Day 1 was great. I hadn't played TF2 since my last video, and it was nice to heal around and play this magical game again. I was happy as a clam and fantasizing about El Maxo watching my video and commenting, Freddy Fazbear has W Riz with Spy considering his upward payload type yacht in my comment section.
What?
Hmm?
Did you mention Freddy Fazbear in a Team Fortress 2 video?
Yeah, I thought it'd be a funny bit, you know?
That's so cringe and like just not
No,
really
no,
funny
no.
anymore.
No, stop.
I don't
You're
even
interrupting
know
the
why
story.
you
Stop.
would add that
Hush,
as,
baby
like, a
boy.
bit
No,
funny,
please,
you know?
silence. Shh. You wasn't even there.
I was there at the end.
All right. Then shut the fudge up so I can get to that part, okay?
Fine.
I ended the night with only 20,000 healing points, but it was a school night and I had a test tomorrow, so I think I earned a good night's sleep. Days 2 and 3. Living hell. Days 2 and 3 had already turned brutal. Everyone wanted to play medic. My mic wasn't working in game, so I couldn't tell people when I had an Uber and when to push, and I learned that this challenge was a team effort. Swag, the game's called Team Fortress 2, of course it's a team effort. Shut up, I just realized that now, but shut up. What do I mean by team effort? Medic is a support class, a class that is made to help everyone on your team on every server you play on, in every single game mode, at every given moment. But the only consistency in this challenge was me. My team, the other team, the amount of heavies, the game mode, the team compositions, the enemy team, my playstyle would have to change every single game. Meaning that pace was just a word. One match I can get 25,000 healing points in 20 minutes, and the next game I would only get about 1,000 for a 30-minute capture the flag game. This led me to do tons of server hopping and rage quitting after dying 2 times to the same pyro or demo man. I quickly learned that this challenge wasn't going to be a test of my skill, but rather a test of patience and resilience.
Why didn't you just party up with some friends?
Did anyone ever teach you about raising your hand?
Yeah, in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem that way. Because you see, you keep interrupting me. And I need to keep this video short and sweet so that the people actually watch it.
The length of the video doesn't really matter. You just need to be entertaining.
Blazer, shut up. Thank you.
By the end of day 3, I had only 125,000 healing points, which means I would have been on pace if I hadn't taken the first day so lightly. And it was in that moment that I realized that I had 2 options. I could either half-ass this thing and be done by 2024, or I could leave it all behind, burn the boats, and make this game, this video, this challenge, my life. Days 4 through 7. I was drained, I was annoyed, I was overwhelmed. Now, the problems I was running into weren't in-game, they were out of game, like IRL stuff. My progress was lacking, my patience was breaking, I hadn't gotten a good night's sleep in a week, I was falling behind on schoolwork, and my social life was taking a turn for the worst.
This is the formal checkup on the ending to week 1, and everything has gone wrong. We're not even a fifth of the way through. Let me see if I'm loading in. Alright guys, here we go. Let's check this out. Items, medic. We're at 175,000. Or 17.5%. done. We're at 493 kill assists. 5. It's going to take me 6 weeks. If I keep this pace, it'll take me 6 weeks to do this, which is not what I want. I want this done in December. I don't think that's happening, so I'm going to aim for January.
Which was also very disappointing when it came to how much effort I was putting in to get little to nothing out. Constant B-hopping, Uber saving, health reading, strategizing, spy checking, it just led me to continue at a very poor pace. So I knew something needed to change. My payload games were either super slow, my team would get curb stomped, or my team would curb stomp the other team. The attack defense games wouldn't last long enough to actually do anything, so I took it off the playlist altogether. And running around to heal your fellow teammates is rewarding for like the first 5 hours straight, and then it gets a little old. And I can only keep my head together for so long playing a class that can't defend itself. Yes, the Bloodsaugr has helped me in some situations. Yes, the Solemn Vow gives me the health of the other team. But holy moly monkey free holies, does it do nothing? Constantly dying to scouts and pyros and snipers and spies and sentries and heavies and getting air blasted off the map. But I wouldn't switch off medic. I had this awful feeling in my head that I wanted to play another class, but with limited time to play each night and only so much mental charge for each gaming session, I only thought that it would be a waste of time in the end. As far as schoolwork and my social life went, it all stemmed from my awful sleep schedule. 9 to 12 gaming sessions with loud explosions and big blasts on screen were enough to keep me up till around 1 AM. I usually had to calm myself by watching the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. Big shout out to them, thank you. So only 5 hours of sleep to get through my school, work, and gaming sessions was starting to drive me insane. My schoolwork was subpar, which no surprise really, and when I was out in public, I really didn't want to talk to my friends. I just wanted to rest my brain and get ready for the mental warfare that would approach me later that night.
Can you heal me, dog? Heavy, I got you, Heavy. Heavy, go forwards. Forwards, John Christopher. Good, forwards push, go, go. There's one. Hey, get the other one, There's two. Push, keep pushing forward. Forward. I don't have Uber. Go, go, go. Push this, push up. Go, go forward. Move forward. Move forward. Don't just stand there. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds.
Day 6 wasn't all that bad though, because something happened that day that would change my life for good.
After years, after like 30 different YouTube channels, 60 different kinds of content, literally everybody telling me to go myself, I've finally done it, of 1,000 subscribers. So watch through the entirety of all the ads you see on this video. Please, for the love of Jesus, let me flex the bands on all the on all the haters. Please let me flex the band.
Week 1 had officially come to a close, and in terms of our pace, things weren't looking too great. Day 9, the light at the end of the tunnel. The vibes of that night would completely change the course of this challenge for the better. I felt that one of the problems that was easiest to fix was the game audio problem. Like I mentioned before, constant explosions and mic spam can become a lot after 3 straight hours of gameplay. So I turned the game volume to 0, and I turned on a podcast for the first time ever.
A podcast?
Yeah.
How white are you?
Laser, you know what? Let's talk. What's your problem with white people? Is it because they don't cook chicken well enough?
I don't have a problem with white people.
You sure?
Yeah. Why would I have anything against white people?
Maybe because you're insecure that you're as white as Swiss cheese.
Are you serious?
Yes, I think it's normal for people who are insecure to attack other people based on their own insecurities.
Do you think that all people in Switzerland are white and have holes in their bodies?
Well, yes. Why else would they name it Swiss cheese?
You're a f***ing idiot.
Okay, that's a no-no word.
Since when were you family friendly?
Since we started doing this Christmas thing, okay?
Christmas was a week ago.
Can I continue? Good.
Our pace stayed the same that night, but mentally it was a lot less straining on my brain and my ears. And thanks to the podcast, for the first time during this challenge, I would be laughing with joy instead of pain. At this point in the challenge, we had almost hit a major milestone of getting 1/3 of the way through the challenge. After day 9, we had 313,000 healing points. We had cracked 19 hours of gameplay alone, and 24 hours if you include the server hopping, loading into and out of the games, and of course, opening cases. We were about to reach day 10 and things were looking up actually. Being a third of the way done with the challenge in just 9 days was a relief. It was a sign that I could hit my goal of getting the challenge done by the end of the year. But I wasn't only looking to finish the challenge, but to have the video out too. So I had to go back to my schedule and run the numbers to complete this challenge by at least the 20th of December. And with my current pace, I would have to make up for 5 days worth of points throughout the next 2 weeks to see success in my goal. This was where morale started to lower again, because I thought to myself, I did it once, I only need to do it 2 more times. But I really started to doubt if I could actually do it 2 more times. You see, I walked into school after day 9, and one of my teachers commented on my appearance, saying that I looked like a 40-year-old drunk, and I don't blame him. I took a good look in the mirror and the bags under my eyes were insane. I hadn't shaved in a while, so I did look homeless. I sat down with myself at my setup, playing Medic. No headphones on, no caffeine in my system, no music playing, just my thoughts. And after my teacher's comment, I had one of 2 choices. I could A, start a different challenge on a different game and come back to this one in the future, or B, be that YouTuber kid who puts himself through hell and agony every single night just so that he can get a reaction out of his friends in the morning when he tells them, yes, I was up till 2 in the morning playing TF2 like a true gamer. In all reality, they'll probably find it more sad than impressive, but people my age get drunk to have fun. I play video games. So who's the real loser here?
Still you.
Laser, I thought I killed you.
I exaggerated my death for the content.
Very well done. I'm proud.
Thank you.
Back to you calling me a loser.
Oh yeah, well I mean, not like a loser. You seem to be passionate about the YouTube stuff and video games, but like, it just seems like you're purposefully putting yourself in these awful conditions so that you have a sob story to tell. And let's face it, when's the last time you talked to a girl? Hell, when's the last time you went out to town with your friends? Like, that's what's giving me loser.
Well, that was very insightful of you. Thank you.
You know, on the topic of friends, maybe you can uncut my legs? They're starting to fall asleep, and I think they're losing circulation.
Just give me like 10 more minutes to finish the video real quick, and you'll be on your way.
Yeah, but like my legs are hurting now!
Gosh darn damn it, Laser!
Please just curse. Do us all a favor and curse.
No, we are filled with the holiday spirit, and I won't let an Army Knife brand malt fudger get in the way of that. If you talk again, I'm going to tape your mouth shut. You want the tape?
No tape.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes.
Day 10 was my time to lock in. The cards were on the table. I was a third of the way through, I was motivated to continue, and I had high hopes for the production of this video. And lock in I did not. This was the first night where I really started to lose it, because this night I came across the most spy-infested lobbies in the world. No matter where I went, Payload, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, spies were everywhere. It probably comes as a surprise that I only mentioned how awful spies were to deal with this far into the video, and I was surprised too. But like medics, all characters in Team Fortress 2 have a priority list. And I don't know why it took me around 25 to 30 hours of playtime to figure this out, but regardless of what class you are playing, Medic is at the top of your list. This meant that every moment I was alive and in the battlefield, snipers, demos, soldiers, heavies, spies, and scouts would instantly turn their attention and bullet spray towards my direction. And it makes sense. Medic, when synergized with a well put together team, can be an incredible advantage to have. Any type of Uber charge is deadly in its own way, so if the Medic isn't popping an Uber, push push push, because you want to get him back down to 0 before it's too late. I coined my next day of gameplay AAA, standing for Advil, Adderall, and Ask Questions Later. Because I had a splitting headache, I couldn't focus, and I was ready to down 400 milligrams of caffeine to play through the whole night. The servers were once again shit, and I wasn't exactly angry that I only got around 10,000 healing points or so. I was mad that I could have used this day to rest and mentally recover. Instead, I wasted an hour and a half server hopping and playing with some pretty bad teams. And now, with the weekend approaching, it was finally time for me to get some good playing time in, right? Well, no. This wouldn't be a challenge if everything just worked out, would it? This weekend, I had a martial arts performance, and I was scheduled to see Godzilla -1 with my dad. Godzilla is a 2-hour movie, meaning I would miss 3 hours of game time. I had to practice for the demonstration in the morning, which would take about an hour and 15 minutes, and then I had to actually perform later that night, which would have taken about 40 minutes. But here's the real kicker. I need sleep to perform well in martial arts. For those of you who don't do martial arts, balancing and kicking things is really hard when you're tired. It's an uphill battle, and I wasn't about to let all my practice go to waste, so I decided to actually go to bed at a decent time that night. But the worst part about any of this was that I was losing my Saturday. That's a 6-hour session out the window that would have to be made up during the week, or else this challenge would drag on, ultimately not allowing me to get my video out before the end of the year. So, lots of stress, not a lot of answers to my problems, and hope just wasn't really there. After the weekend, I got back home and decided to check for an Uncletopia server, and I nearly cried at the sight of my saving grace. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the loudest, the biggest, the most chaotic server in the world, 50v50 USA server.
What happened to your rule about only queuing into certain servers?
Well, here's the thing. I thought the same thing. I played it for like 15 minutes and got 5,000 healing points. That's an insane pace. But I will argue this. It is an instant respawn, it isn't farming, and there is a list of problems that came with this server too. Playing on an 100-player server is like going to a rave party on the ZA. But it's fun, so you keep dancing till you pass out. So let's go over the pros and cons of this game mode real quick. Pros: more people, more damage taken, more heal. Having 49 teammates, it's expected that someone will be under fire or low on health at every point in the round. This is great. All I have to do is wait for people to call for a medic, I see a red cross, and I heal them. Boom, positive. Now a negative. More players means more medics and NGs. I mentioned before that having too many medics or engineers on your team can prove to be a struggle. They both have devices that can steal my stats. It was common for there to be 5 medics per round, which a tenth of the team really isn't that bad. But holy crud nuggets, the amount of engineers on most maps was insane. It wasn't odd for there to be 13 to 16 engineers per game, especially on defense, which I understand. Engineer is an incredible defense class, but trying to heal people when there are 7 dispensers in the same corner was kinda tough. And all of them were level 3, and it healed so much faster than little old me. Oh, and I was just getting too many heal points taken away from me. That bit was kinda cringe. Positive, there were some maps that called for an overwhelming amount of heavies. I don't really have to get into this one. I wrote a song about it. Listen to it. Listen to the goddamn song. Big base health, big amount of healing, simple enough. But that gosh darn sandwich of his, ooh, makes you want to kick a child into an Arby's drive-thru menu. Negative, the headphones had to stay off. This game mode was the definition of sensory overload. Every second something new was flying towards me, away from me, and blowing up in my face. And there is nothing scarier than whipping a corner to see 10 demo men with stickies all over the place, 4 snipers, 3 ubered heavies, and at least 5 soldiers all whipping the fattest 180 to send you into your Emesis Blue insane arc. Another problem was random crits. For those of you who don't know, TF2 has a game mechanic called random crits. Meaning that every time you fire off a rocket, bullet, or arrow, it has a chance to be a critical hit. And for medics, that means an insta-kill from any class really. And with 50 people on the enemy team constantly spamming projectile towards you, about 1 in every 10 of them are random crits that send you and your torso to the other side of the map. How did I deal with this? Rocket surfing. This is a mechanic in the game that if an explosion goes off underneath you and you crouch jump at just the right time, you can surf the explosion and get out of harm's way. It's literally rocket jumping, but you're using your opponent's rocket. Now, it didn't really work for crit rockets or grenades because I would die instantly, but there were a couple of times where I would go into the heat of battle, hit my uber charge, use all my uber charge, then wait for a rocket to come my way, and I would get the hell out of there. This game mode helped boost my pace to about 100,000 healing points in 4 hours, meaning I only had about 26 hours of gameplay left. Only 26 hours of gameplay. I can do this. In all seriousness, that cuts my time by a whole third. 100,000 was not always guaranteed every 6 hours, but now I finally had a constant, but fair, margin of success. This game mode also took spies and inconsistent teams out of the equation. With every hallway and open area covered in explosions, bullets, and fire, there was little to no chance of a spy getting anywhere close to you. And come on, let's be honest here. If you're playing 50v50 and you're playing Spy, you're playing 50v50 wrong, my friend. And everyone on that server was a regular for the most part. By the end of this challenge, I had memorized most of their names and had so many conversations with these people, either in text chat, voice chat, or Discord. I had formed bonds with some of these people, bonds that were stronger than just friendship. These people became my brothers, my home away from home, my family. I was finally free. To get on every night was a pleasure, and now an excuse to watch Maxo or Zenith for hours on end. I could go into autopilot. I could continue making great pace without losing my mind. I could finish this challenge on time. But after I knew that, this challenge started to become a chore. Before this game mode, I was losing my mind. Production was slow, happiness was nowhere to be seen, but it felt like a challenge. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I was going to get the video out in time. But now I just kind of needed to put in the time. And after about 6 days, I had made it to 800,000 points. I had done it. I had removed all risk of failure.
Well, that ain't the worst thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we can all agree that you worked very hard to get there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. It's just so weird, because I couldn't go back to the regular matchmaking, because I would lose my mind, but in 50v50, it just wasn't as thrilling. Don't get me wrong, it was still rage-inducing at times, and my mental health was still draining, but I already knew that I won. So I was just picking the best of the worst, you know?
Yeah, but life is like that sometimes. Satisfaction isn't always what we think it's going to be.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
So, where does the story go from here?
Despite the game was becoming slightly more boring, I decided to stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr.Swaggio, and I met a really cool fellow. This is Laser. You should follow him at twitch.tv/that_laserguy. He came into my chat when I had 0 viewers, and we really hit it off. We talked about Apex, gaming, life, and YouTube. In fact, I was having so much fun, I didn't even realize how terrible my pace was. I had only gotten about 12,000 points in an hour. So, I invited Laser to a Discord call, and, well, now I've kidnapped him and force-read him this story. In-game YouTube, this is all a joke. I did not do anything truly harmful to Laser. He's still in Switzerland, living the life. This was simply a decoy. Please don't demonetize me. I had convinced Laser to load up TF2, and he joined my journey for the last 150,000 points. And ladies and gentlemen, on December 16th, 2023, I woke up at 10:45, 2 hours later than I originally set my alarm, and sat down to do one final stream. This was it. For all the marbles. I wasn't leaving my chair until I hit 1 million healing points. And at around 5 p.m., I had finally reached my final game. It had been 6 hours straight of TF2. I loaded into what I knew would be my final game. Capture the flag. Laser loaded up as heavy, and we were ready to put my suffering to rest.
Alright, only 500 more. Get off my heavy! Get off my goddamn heavy! Step back! Wait, step back! Step back! Wait a minute! Hold on, alright. We're gonna do one more, then that's it. We're gonna do one more, that's fine. We're gonna do one more, that's fine. Go down! Go down! Wait, actually, wait. Come back. I'm gonna wait till Uber charge. 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go! Oh. That's okay. Go! Yeah! That's it! Yeah! Yes! Holy.
Oh my god. 2,500 kill assists, 926 Ubers, and 1 million allied healing done.
It was finally done. After 45 hours and 30 minutes of gameplay, about 60 if you include time dead and waiting for games to start, I had finally put 1 million allied healing points up on the board. This was my time to be happy, to triumphantly walk down the stairs to eat a meal, to be excited. And I was. Laser and I happily stayed on a Discord call long after the stream. We talked about future content ideas, games, and just how happy we were that we had crossed paths. I had a Christmas party to go to that night, so I took a nice shower and was on my way to the party. In the car, I was smiling, just thinking about all the time I had put in to reach my goal. It was everything 9-year-old me dreamed of. 1,000 subscribers, and sitting at my desk playing games till my eyes gave out. It was a relief of a feeling knowing it was over, but when I got to the party, that feeling would quickly change. As I walked out of the car, I thought to myself, what was all that for? All that pain and time? Was it for attention, recognition, a pat on the back? All of a sudden, I felt very small and very childish. Like everything I had worked for and wanted for so long was just for some pixels on a screen. Or on an item that would sit in my backpack for the rest of eternity.
Not to ruin the vibe,
Holy shit, dude, I was monologuing.
other commentary YouTubers don't do this.
Well, I do.
No one wants to talk about your feelings. You want to do that? Talk to a therapist. Not a bunch of strangers on the internet.
I was leading to this very heartwarming ending and message that it shouldn't matter what other people think of your achievements, and that you should always look for ways to be proud of yourself no matter where you are in life.
Yeah, that's great. It's a good message. I think mental health is a great thing to talk about. It just has nothing to do with this video.
And what have you done to make this video better?
I was abducted.
In-game.
I've been your running gag.
This is all fake, YouTube.
You shot me.
Please don't demonetize this video.
And I have chimed in to create some good bits between the two of us.
Oh yeah? Well, I think you've been a snotty, ungrateful brat. Okay? I just wanted to read you a story. I worked really hard to write this, and you just didn't seem to care.
It's not that I don't care. I do. I think you did a great job with this. I just think this could have been done over Discord or something, you know.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You're my homie. You're my guy. I care about you. I have work tomorrow, and I have a flight to catch, so...
Leaving so soon?
Yeah, listen, Swag. This has been fun. I hope the video turns out great. Mr. Cameraman, great job today. Staff, everybody. Really is a good thing you got going on. Listen, Swag. I'll shoot you a text when I get home. Maybe we'll play some CS later or something. Alright?
Bye, Laser. Huh. He's a good kid.
I'm older than you!
Shut the fuck!
Good kid. Good kid. I think today went quite well.
It went pretty well.
I think today went quite well. We did a great job over here. I mean, it's finally over. I mean, for a lot of time. I mean, there really isn't. I think I've conquered TF2. There's like no other challenge for me to do. You know what I'm saying, man?
Remember me, cracker?
Huh?